Last week's indictment of Mayor LaToya Cantrell's former bodyguard is just the latest in a string of high-profile challenges for the second-term mayor.
And now with the federal grand jury looking into other activities by Cantrell, a pattern seems to be emerging of a wounded leader, but a leader still in control of city government. Investigative reporter Mike Perlstein looks at Cantrell's mounting number of second-term setbacks.
All expenses incurred doing business on behalf of the city of New Orleans will not be reimbursed to the city of New Orleans. One thing is clear, I do my job.
That was Mayor LaToya Cantrell back in September 2022 when reports first surfaced about the mayor billing taxpayers nearly $30,000 for first-class travel upgrades, a clear violation of city policy. But after a ruling by the city's CAO, Cantrell agreed to pay the money back.
Press the reset button as much as you can. Admit missteps, first thing. Demonstrate accountability.
But the travel controversy was just the first in a long list of second-term setbacks for Cantrell since her re-election in 2021 and the collapse of a recall petition more than a year later. When the city council learned she was living at the city's hospitality suite in the Upper Pontalba apartments, the body first compromised, passing an ordinance banning overnight stays. But within a year, Cantrell was caught staying overnight, and the council voted to ban the mayor entirely and put the apartment up for rent.
All self-inflicted, unforced errors. That's putting it mildly.
The list goes on. A legal agreement Cantrell made to perpetuate the 110-year-old Wisner Trust and prevent the city from collecting the full $10 million a year payout was reversed after the city council filed suit. Cantrell's signature nonprofit organization, Forward Together New Orleans, was forced to disband and repay the city more than $1 million. A string of hand-picked Cantrell hires ended in disaster. Keyshawn Webster resigned after a controversial period as the head of the city's juvenile lockup. Gregory Joseph was removed by the council as her spokesperson because of ethics violations. 911 Director Tyrell Morris was forced to resign and is now facing criminal charges after allegedly altering documents to avoid blood alcohol tests when he got into an accident while driving a city vehicle. Xavier Professor Silas Lee, who did polling for Cantrell during her first term, said the accumulation of controversies takes a toll.
So it's a constant battle of distractions while at the same time trying to manage the governance of the city.
Lee noted that Cantrell's once lofty approval ratings, topping 60%, have recently plummeted to about 30%. The characteristics that voters once admired about the mayor, her firm command during crises such as Hurricane Ida, the Hard Rock Hotel collapse, and COVID pandemic, now seem to work against her as she tries to beat back controversies.
She not only brought these problems and challenges on herself, but she has made them worse by doubling and tripling down.
WWL Louisiana political analyst Clancy Dubose said the mayor's combative approach has been even more visible in the controversy surrounding her former bodyguard, Jeffrey Vappy, who was just indicted for payroll fraud and lying to the FBI, accused of taking city pay while carrying on a romantic relationship with Cantrell. Remember that long before Vappy was criminally charged, he was reprimanded for the same payroll irregularities and removed from Cantrell's security team. But after the reprimand, Cantrell reinstated Vappy, and then this photo was taken of the pair in April on the balcony of the Tableau restaurant overlooking Jackson Square.
Astounding to me that anyone in political office faced with these kinds of self-inflicted wounds or unforced errors would just say, I'm going to do it again and again.
Cantrell drew even more attention to the Tableau controversy when she filed a protective order against her one-time Pontalba neighbor, Ann Bro, who shot the pictures from her own balcony. The mayor's petition was quickly dismissed, and she was ordered to pay Bro's attorney's fees. But the city issued a press release stating, quote, "The objective was achieved," that is, bringing attention to perceived threats to the mayor.
It's about as bad as you could do in court.
Cantrell has curtailed her media availability dramatically amid all the recent drama. Long gone are her free-for-all press conferences. Former Mayor Mark Morial said the ongoing federal probe puts her in a tough position.
It becomes difficult for you to keep the public's focus on your agenda versus the latest in an investigation or an inquiry.
But there's still a city to run, and Councilmember Eugene Green, who who has often been supportive of Cantrell, said he was at an event with her the day after Vappy was indicted, and she didn't miss a beat.
She gave a very vigorous and enthusiastic, supportive address to the youth who were present.
While the mayor previously said she will cooperate with any ongoing investigations, she has not answered any questions since Vappy's indictment, and she declined my request for an interview for this story.
Bottom line, it impacts her legacy because the legacy is written and defined by everyday actions.
Mike Perlstein, WWL, Louisiana.
When we requested comment from the city for this story, a spokesperson repeated the statement issued last week after Vappy was indicted. Quote, due to the ongoing nature of the investigation and out of respect for the integrity of the process, we will withhold any comments at this time.